Hello, I'm Rachel, and this is Daedalus. He's my unicorn. My friend knitted him. Anyways, today I have a houseplant video tour for you. I have somewhere in the ballpark range of 200 plants. I haven't counted for a while. I think it's under 200, but it's between something. But I will show you all of them today, and I won't necessarily give you a full description on all of them. I have other videos where I talk more about my other plants too, so you can definitely watch my houseplant video playlist, and I also have a playlist on my tours and a playlist on my hauls. So I can link both those in the iCard and also in the description. So if you like just binge watching houseplant tours and houseplant hauls, then definitely click those. So unfortunately, I'm wearing a striped dress today. I'm sure my mom is going nuts with her stigmatism right now. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm going to get to the plants here in a second so you can stop looking at me and you can look at my beautiful plants. But anyways, I still have a cactus that is blooming, and I have been rearranging some of my plants. And then I also have my special new living room thing. It's just my laundry room, and I have more space in it now for my plants, and I'm going to show you a little bit of my ideas of what we're going to be doing in there to be creating a propagation and seed starting and stuff area. Anyways, let's get to the tour. We're starting off in the living room. You can see I have a Dracenia up here. It gets a little bit more light than it would like. These brown leaves are just from when I first got it, so it really doesn't brown out that much, getting very bright indirect light all day long. I could move it somewhere where it gets a lot less light though. I don't know what variety this Dracenia is. I have looked it up and there's lots that look like this, so if you just look up one that's like lime and silver leaves, you'll find varieties that look like this one. I have a dead air plant. And that one was on its way out when I got it, and it's just, anyways, it just still sits in that thing. But I also have a little terrarium. Here, I'll show you better. This is real moss, but it's preserved, and I actually have a tutorial on showing you how to do these. They're a little bit harder actually than live moss in my opinion, just because they don't like to stick down and form to the glass as well. Anyways, I haven't really shown you guys that often or that much, and I just kind of wanted to show it to you because I think it's really cool, and it's a very easy, low maintenance way to have a terrarium in my house. That way I don't have to worry about my moss drying out or the glass getting foggy or all the different complications that come with having moss in just like a little tiny container. Now down from there I have a philodendron, like Salome or something, in here. It's doing great. It's putting out so many new leaves, and it's just doing much better, and I actually repotted it this month. And then over here I have a hardy fig tree that's going to be going outside soon. I can put it out whenever I want to. It's been rainy and a little cold this week, and so I want to wait until maybe the end of the week or next week. Over here I have a little bird's nest sansevieria. I have 3 little air plants in this little vase urn thing that actually they need a good dunk in some water. Then I have asparagus fern here. This is the prettiest asparagus kind of fern that I've ever seen. It's the most fern-like. Instead of having more of those succulent type leaves, it just has these fluttery, fluffy, gorgeous leaves. I have it turned around right here so that way it'll fill in right here. But it has been like this. It's just growing like crazy. Not root bound or anything. It can stay in this little pot probably for another year or two with the way its roots are growing. I have a red Maranta that's been pushing out so many new leaves. And this one, I've been remembering to water it with filtered water a lot more than my other ones, so it hasn't really gotten any brown leaves, and it's doing really good. These ones are, this is a southern window, but I have curtains right here to block some of the light. Pothos Enjoy can do great right here as well. That way it's getting a lot of bright light because it's not photosynthesizing as much because of all irrigation on it. So it's going to be getting a lot of bright light, but it's also not going to burn. I have an arrowhead plant here, another arrowhead plant here that I just planted up for my propagation, but it's getting a new leaf. So it's going to be It's beautiful pink. I have my philodendron Brazil here, and it's been growing like crazy. I'm going to need to put it up higher or something. I have it on some books stacked up right now, but I'll need to do something with this because it's going to be trailing down a lot. Back behind the curtain, I just have a pencil cactus, like an African stick plant. And we keep our fish tank bubbler on foam so that way it's not so noisy. Curtains are nice for hiding that as well. I have a polka dot plant that I got this spring. It's doing great right here. And some aloes, and oh, I meant to do this video while the umka was still blooming. There's just these little tiny little flowers. If I can remember which video I showed you these flowers in before, I will post that in the description and in the iCard so you can see it. This is getting ready to go outside too. It does so much better outside. Okay, so over here I have some little succulents, a couple of kalanchoes. I've been battling mealybugs on this one especially this year. It's been terrible. This one has been getting a little bit of mealybugs too, but not as bad. Of course, they're right next to each other, so yeah. Oh, so my cousin has a huge Monstera deliciosa. So I got a cutting from her for this. And it's in my fish tank right now, so that way it can propagate. But it's actually been pretty happy in this window. This is the cat's bamboo, by the way. It's starting to slowly not do as well. This is his plant that he eats off of because it's fine for him. And I have some dumb cane, some prayer plants, enjoying begonias, all sorts of little things in here propagating. Still haven't gotten to this project of finishing this up. Put plexiglass on here instead of the foam, but whatever. This cactus has been blooming for months. It just won't stop. It's gorgeous. This was over in my office craft room thing, but I switched rooms around with my husband so that way he can get all of his stuff out of my way basically. And so I've been slowly moving some of my plants over. And this one I cut down, and for some reason this one, like, I think part of it is moving the rooms, but they're both southern windows that this has been in, so I don't know what its problem is, but this one isn't doing as good. And then I have my moon cactus, and then I call him my old man cactus. I don't know what kind he is, but he's my first houseplant. He's over 10 years old. He's probably like 15 years old. He's a cool dude though. Oh yeah, the cat drinks out of the fish tank. He refuses to drink out of a water bowl. Up in this window, I put my lipstick plant up there. And so far it's been pretty happy. Oh, it's only been about a week, so we'll see how well it does. Down here, I have my Sansevieria and another Dracaena. They get very indirect light. All of this is still just getting light from my southern window. So down here I have my Palea peperomioides, another arrowhead plant, some Christmas cactus, and some Thanksgiving cactus. They're both in too big of pots for them, for the most part. The Thanksgiving cactus does a little bit better, and it's got a ton of new growth on it. Look at that, that's awesome. You're doing so good now. But this Christmas cactus also has a lot of new growth. It was getting a little overcrowded, so my mom separated it into 3 plants for me. Thanks, Mom. And so now it's just working on getting a little bit more filled out in this pot, so that way it will start blooming for me again better. This is my big pencil cactus. This is about 8 years old, maybe, I think. There's a few of my plants that I have kept for a long time, and this is one of them. Also down here I have my Austral gem fern. This is the most succulent, hardy fern I have had. So I don't have to provide it tons of humidity, and it just does really well. And then here is a peperomia jelly, and then I have a cyclamen there that has like a seed pod on it. Isn't that so cool? Ooh, here's my big old rubber tree. I believe this is a Seninga paper moon, and it has the most beautiful little flowers, but I haven't gotten it to reflower since I've had it. So this year I'm thinking I might put it outside this fall for it to, I don't know, something. And a pineapple plant. This is my mom's peace lily that I need to give back to her since her salon isn't getting as cold at night anymore, because she lets it get down into the 50s at night, and it's just too cold for this. So that way she saves on energy during the weekends and whatnot. Then I have a bromeliad, and I have a Rex begonia here that's just doing great and has new leaves. It's beautiful. I'm loving Rex begonias so far. I've never had Rex begonias, but they seem to be just as easy as my angel wing begonias. This is just a little kind of arrangement thing that I made. But yeah, it has just a bunch of little succulents. This one is decided to grow all sorts of weird. Anyways, here's another new plant. This is a Pilea mollis, and it's super cool. And I just love the texture on the leaves, and I don't know, I just really think it's awesome. Oh no, was this in my Lowe's houseplant haul? Probably. And it's been really easy to take care of so far. Just water it once a week or whatever. It's fine. Ooh, and I got some ponytail palms, some little baby ones. I've been waiting to be able to get a big ponytail palm, but I haven't been able to get one for a while. And so now I just got some little baby ones that actually came with 6 of them in a pot, and I separated them into 3s into 2 different pots. But they're just so cute. Another succulent, and my orchid has been growing lots of leaves. Haven't seen any bloom spikes since I've gotten it, but it should be getting ready to push out a bloom spike. I stupidly cut off this bloom spike. You're not supposed to cut those off. Apparently you're supposed to cut them down a ways, and then they'll branch out and then have 2 bloom spikes from that one. So anyways, hopefully I didn't ruin anything. I've had orchids before, and I've always just cut off the bloom spikes, and they've brought new bloom spikes out. But that was when we had a really, really big fish tank, and it was living on top of it and getting lots of humidity. So we'll see how this one does. And then I got a variegated rubber tree. Isn't this beautiful? They've been having these at City Market for months. And I was finally like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna just go buy one because I want one. So I got one, and it's so stinking cool. I love it up here, especially because it's a little bit different color. It just brings some more pink over here. It'll be just nice. And here is my Monstera deliciosa. I only have a couple leaves with splits, but I'm always getting new leaves. There's a bunch of little baby leaves, but I have so many little aerial roots, and anyways, it's just doing pretty good. Here is my fern that was not doing very good until I put moss on top of the soil. Like, I've been just kind of trying to keep moisture on the leaves, thinking that that would really help it from turning brown, but just putting preserved moss on the soil has just done dramatic improvements with this plant, and it's just growing and doing so much better. It's filling out finally, and it's just so happy. So if you get one of these ferns, definitely put some preserved moss on it, because that has just by far been the best thing for this plant. Okay, and then here I have an angel wing begonia that has beautiful undersides to the leaves and silver in it. I don't know which variety really any of my begonias are. 2 of them were given to me, and then the other 2 didn't say. So anyways, if you know, let me know. And then here I have an umbrella tree in the back and a green maranta. And this one is doing great. Now that I've been remembering to only water it with filtered water, it's been doing much better, and it just grows all the time. Here I have a whatever Sansevieria, those like crazy ones, like I don't think it's a starfish, it's one of those other ones, but anyways. And then I have another fern that I need to put some moss on, because that will make this do much better. And then I have an African violet right here that's actually not blooming for once. My African violets have had a little bit of a harder winter just because they've been getting mealybugs too, so they're finally not, and they're doing much better now. Over here I have a whole bunch, like 3 little air plants, and then check out this. This broke off of one of my air plants, and I still soak it, and it's staying alive. And so I just stick it wherever I feel like putting it. Anyways. Have an airplane plant here, or a spider plant. Oh, and another air plant. All my air plants need to be watered right now. I soak them in warm filtered water every week. And here I have another preserved mossterium. This one's getting a little messed up over here. I need to push that back down. But this actually has some Himalayan rock salt in it. That's the nice thing about using preserved moss and not having to water, is you can put salt in it and it looks like a cool rock. Over here on my coffee table, I have a string of raindrops or a string of tears, whatever. It's, when I got it, the ends weren't doing so great, so I do need to trim those up, but there's a lot of new growth coming up the top, and it's doing really great. Up here I have another air plant, more air plants in my swan, and another air plant. I'll start off on my refrigerator. I have a golden pothos, but because I want to show you before I forget that this is pupping. There, haha, see? My bromeliad up here is pupping. Isn't that so cool? Over by the sink, I have another golden pothos, and then I have a peace lily. And then here's some more ponytail palms. Those are the other 3 from the container I got. Then I have some jasmine that I'm trying to root. We'll see. I should just put it in my fish tank, but whatever. And then a ZZ plant that I was trying to root and failed. So it's just staying there until the leaves fall off, I guess. And then here is this is like a variegated climbing fig. Anyways, I got this on clearance and I've just been keeping it next to the sink so it gets more humidity and I can baby it along a little bit more. So now over here I have a pearls and jade pothos, and then I have a rabbit's foot fern that's has a lot of new growth finally. I don't know. I don't know if it's entirely worth it, but I just really love it. And I kind of want to put it in a big old dome. See how well it does with that. My kitchen, it has just this one western window. And here is a string of bananas these are all just cuttings from my mom's. And I believe this is a lipstick plant. I believe it is. It doesn't really look like my other lipstick plant, but my other lipstick plant is kind of a weird looking lipstick plant. So, and then here I have a peperomia, and I have this beautiful palm. I love this palm. I also have some little echeverias. I am wanting to call all my sedums sansevierias today, so that's why I haven't been talking about my sedums, is because I've had a brain fart this whole time. My fiddly fig also lives over here next to the recycles. It has a little chair that it sits on. And then up here I have a silver pothos that I repotted this, and I was wondering why it was doing so like lame and not doing very well. It's because it's just cuttings basically that they're selling in the store. They're barely even rooted. Oh, look at this. It's so long. It just keeps stretching and stretching. This is my Hoya variegata. I moved it over here because it was in the room that my husband has taken over. I have my jasmine plant here that's not doing so great. I don't know, I hope it does better. I have a maidenhair vine that I freaking love. Oh my goodness, I just love this plant. It's so beautiful. Oh, just gorgeous. You think so too? You do? You love it? I repotted all these, or I replanted this actually, because I'd kind of taken out a lot of the succulents I had in here to use them for other projects. And I put all of these that get really leggy in here, and I just think it looks so cool. I love it. Just all of these just packed in here like this. And when I turn on my toaster oven, I take it off and I just set it up here. And down here I have an angel wing begonia, and I have a cactus. I have a couple cactuses back there. I planted these up last summer. They're just little tiny babies and they've gotten so big. They're so cute. This actually came from the mother plant of this one. This was actually the one that I bought originally, and I cut it off and stuck it in here because it's getting really crazy. I can't remember what this is called. It looks like a jade, but it's not a jade, so put it on the screen. But it's so cool. It turns like purple on its leaves when it gets cold. So I'm trying to keep it really nice and close to the window so that way at night it can get cold. Oh, this poor thing, I cut it down because it was just getting really tall and it's not very happy with me. But then I have this thing. I'm gonna need to cut these down because they're getting huge. And they're making babies and they're living their best life right now. And then I have some donkey tail sedum here, more ogre ear, whatever, spoon jade, an aloe hybrid, and then more donkey tail sedum. Okay, so this is my laundry room, and I have lots of plants in here. My plan is to take this and put it all the way over to the ceiling and over, then have shelves over here, and then underneath it all have grow lights, some LED light strips. But for now, this has some bulb plants in it that I'm hoping come back, and I have some starts, and some sansevieria, and a dracaena, extra pots, and then a whole bunch of cuttings of other plants I've already shown you. And here we have another extra fish tank. It's in a northern window, so I'm thinking I might try some other things in this room with the fish tank and, you know, making it look a little bit fancier or something. I don't know. I have a whole bunch of Tradescantia in here, all this purple heart. That's just growing like mad. Then over above my washer and dryer, that's like getting really bright, like the windows are just right here. So I have an African violet and an airplane plant in here, and the African violet is doing great. It loves it in here. I don't know why it's so happy, but it is. This crazy plant, I don't know what it's called, is my mom's plant and it needs some water. I was going to do something with it, like give it away to someone, but it's been doing really great. Now that it's in this light, it wasn't as happy in the northern window. And then I have, this was actually a cutting from my mom's plant. It's a flowering kalanchoe and it has the most beautiful yellow, red flowers. Mine are slowly growing and doing okay. Hers is in a tiny pot and it's like older than me. Then I have another spider plant. So over here I have these whatchamacallums, the shamrock things. I can never remember what their actual names are, so I just call them shamrocks, and they're always blooming. They're just so happy. And then I have a bunch of leaf propagations going and extra succulents. And then I have, oh, what is this called? I can never remember what this is called when I'm trying to do my videos, but whatever. I have this one, and it was not happy until I put it in this window. And then I have a Horthia. Oh, and then my head planter I need to do something with. I need to plant something in it. And then there's some jade, and then this needs to be watered. What is this? I can't remember, but it's cool. I like the structure of it. I don't know what it even thinks it's doing, but it's doing crazy things. Over here, I have some Tradescantia that's just being crazy. It's just like, I don't know what it's doing. But anyways, all the plants are in here. I just don't know what's happening now because it's just, yeah. So now behind this TV my husband is working on because it doesn't work and I don't know if it's ever going to work, but whatever. I have another one of, it's a shining stars variety. And it needs to be watered, and I always have to remember to water it. I don't know what the heck this thing is, but it's cool. And then there's some more, like he has like car oil in here and stuff. I don't understand my husband. This is an eastern window, another window for me to get terrible exposure in, but I have a golden pothos up here. Oh no, you need to be watered. I'm so sorry, it's so crispy. Oh, you were doing so great and then I forgot to water you. Oh, I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm climbing fig, or whatever. And then a whatchamacalled, and a sansevieria. And this is a sansevieria this came from this leaf. This is the one time I've gotten a sansevieria to propagate and actually grow. It's amazing. Here is a peperomia jelly. That's not doing so great. This was a clearance plant. I wasn't sure if it would survive, but it was $1. And I don't know, it has one leaf that seems like it might be okay. And then I have a string of pearls. It's doing awesome. Look how long it's starting to get. Oh, you're so beautiful. You're starting to actually do what you're supposed to do. And then I have this amazing peperomia jelly. That's just gorgeous and beautiful and incredible. And then I have some plant, I don't know what it is. And then this dark mystery plant that's just mysteriously deciding to die. And then another Rex begonia. Over by Gunther. Hi, Gunther. My husband is invading my craft room. Anyways, I have a lucky bamboo. The one plant that I have in my bedroom right now is a peace lily, and it's doing fine. It's pretty far away from a western window, but I mean, it's fine, it gets light. So yeah. The reason why it's my one plant is because I put my ZZ plant in here to get some more brighter light all day, and it's been doing better because I'm rehabilitating it still. I have a video on me replanting it, repotting it, because at the store it had gotten overwatered and it had some rotting bulbs. And then in the corner between the toilet paper and Groot, hi Groot, hello, I have a Sansevieria. And I really like it in here because my bathroom is grays and whites, and it's just like, you know, I have black and white tile, so just having some green in here is beautiful. And I think, I mean, I don't want to cover her up. I want to put a plant here though, so maybe I'll cover her up a little bit. We'll see. If she complains about it, then maybe I'll do something else, but I'm not expecting to hear much from her. Here's my last plants. These are always my last plants in my videos. They're my son's plants. Actually, I have an air plant in here, but I had to fix it because the head broke off of the thing it was in. But anyways, this is my son's little terrarium. I just think it's the cutest thing ever. And the aloe's doing better now. This has his little collection of little like seashells and different rocks and some old pottery. There's just all of his little kinds of things that he collects in here. It's just so cute. I love it. He even has a little windmill sticking out. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you do subscribe and comment down below. Let me know what your favorite plant was, what kind of plant you are really liking right now, and what kind of plants are on your wish list. I have been getting a lot of plants that have been on my wish list lately, so I'm pretty happy with myself. I will talk to you guys later, and I really hope you have a great week. Bye!